All right, once you have done all of your cheek, chin, forehead area, you're gonna go on to the nose. The nose is done actually in the exact same method. The only difference is it's a lot closer together. So you have to pay attention. That little teeny light mark is important. That little insignificant dark mark is also important. So just taking your colors and doing what you see, you complete the exact same thing, remembering that if you want a white mark, then you actually have to color it in with the white color pencil. And you just slowly and carefully pay attention to the smallest little change or nuance that you see, because all of those changes are what equal the nose turning out to look like a nose. So you're noticing how quickly I am changing over to a different color pencil as I go. Oh. I'm wanting to make sure I have no white space left on my paper. And it's okay if you need to go over top of another color pencil, but you want to try and reduce that if at all possible. Then you're going to notice how quickly I'm switching over to a really dark color pencil on this side of the nose. And some students want to make gray by just pushing lightly on the color pencil. That won't work. We're trying to put down essentially like a layer of paint. So if the color pencil is black, you push until it has black. If you are wanting gray, then you actually need to get a gray color pencil. So I am not going to finish this particular one for you because it's going to be extremely similar to this. I just want you to see how quickly I'm making changes within that space. Okay, once you have finished with the nose, you are ready to go on to the lips. The lips are definitely much harder, and the reason that the lips are harder is because many students fail to pick out the correct colors. So when I look closely at my person, for example, he has a small amount of purple that I see in his lip. He also has almost the whole thing is covered with this light mauve purple color. There's a teeny tiny bit of pink, which is where my highlights are coming from, mixed in with very insignificant amounts of white. I see a gray in there, and then I see not that brown, not that red, there, and then I see this brown. To start the lips, what you want to go ahead and do is you want to focus in your dark space first, and you want to pay attention very carefully to the curve. And you're going to see that your dark space has a curve here and it has a curve there. So you need to very carefully, if it goes up, if it goes down, however that curve works itself out is what you want to pay attention to. So you're kind of laying that down first. Sometimes your dark space disappears and then it gets bigger. Right here, it gets bigger there, but smaller on this side. So this part is the first thing you do. Pay attention that the other side might be different. Mine is in a lot of dark, so it's harder for me to see, which means I'll be doing a lot of dark shading on that side. Okay, once you have that component done, then it's time to start paying attention to the lines that you see within the lip. You're going to take, these actually come up and down like that. And you want to make sure that you're going not just this direction, but the other direction as well. And you're doing small amounts of shading, but you're always pulling away from the edge. So there's a lot less of them there. I see some chunks here, but these I don't see the lines for. It's more of these random shade marks, and then I see very few on this side. Now I'm going to go to that purple. So I see faint chunks of purple spattered throughout and inside those components. Very faint amounts of purple up here, right? And then predominantly what I am seeing is I see some of this in here. And remember, all of this is going to get blended away like that. And then I would go over the top, once this has all been turpenoided, I would go over to the top with this guy and this one to make all of those different lines. So that's where we'll come back to those details, and that will be an additional video. Okay, next from doing the lips, so you'll notice this is some funky business. The only thing I would want to point out is I can't have these white spaces stay. You know, if I feel like, well, that's really everything I see other than that sheen of brown going over the top, then cover it all up with your white color pencil so there is something for the turpenoid to work with. Okay, then, oh, my phone got locked. Hold on here just a second. Okay, the next thing is how to do hair. Well, first off, hair will be one of the last steps that we do as far as that detail work, but we want to go ahead and get the chunk area done. So you want to zoom out on your picture, or zoom out on your picture a little bit and realize that all those individual hairs I will do later. But what I do need to make sure I do, after the forehead's been gone all the way up and a little bit into the hairline, so all of this work here has to go all the way up and a little into the hairline, then I just come in, oh, my pencil broke, I'll have to make it gray. We'll pretend this is black. And I do need to color in what I see because this will go in with the turpenoid. And sometimes what I see, not the white hairs, but see how you'll see a white highlight? So you have to include that in with the work that you're doing. If your person has curly hair like mine, then you need to follow and match those random curls and curves that you see on the hair. Keeping in mind that those white spaces can't stay white, they have to have the white color pencil come in. So, oops, we lost our stand. Keeping in mind the texture and organization of the hair, you just slowly work and add to what you see. This will all get turpenoided, so it functions just like this. And then in the last video, I'll show you how to do that detail work. But now we're going to transition over to the eyes. So, oop, my little stand. Okay. So the main thing that you need to realize when you do the eye is any of that reflection is extremely important. So you're going to see some reflection somewhere in your eye that is off of the water that's in your eye. So you want to make sure to do that with white, and then you just shade what you see. So this, we're going to have to pretend this is black. This is all dark to me, which means I just color it in all dark, right? Except for that little tiny patch where I see white. Then I see faint lining and pink in here. So I need to add in just that little bits of red. I also see some red pink work in there. Just real faint. Again, I'm going to go over this with turpenoid, so remember what that looks like and how quickly all my colors dilute. Don't forget to, if this is supposed to be white, to add the white in there. And then I'm going to see different brown works.